month's blog is all about sciatica. Now, a little background on sciatica. That refers to any sort of insult to the sciatic nerve. Sciatic nerve is the largest nerve in the body. It travels down each leg, going all the way down from the lowest part of your spine all the way down into your foot. The most common area for that nerve to be insulted is actually an impingement at the disc level. So what happens is when we have a disc bulge or a disc protrusion, it hits the nerve as it's coming out of its root. This can cause pain either localized or all the way down into the leg. Typically speaking, most doctors, chiropractors, physical therapists will recommend something called Mckenzie extension exercises, where the focus is really on trying to bring that disc back in. Now, that is an excellent resource, but it doesn't always apply to patients that are suffering from sciatica. Sometimes the best option is actually just to keep the spine as neutral as possible in order to calm the system down. So I want to give a little demonstration on that. So we take a stick, broomstick, dowel rod, what have you, we place it on our back. It has 3 points of contact. It's on the back of my head, it's somewhere between my shoulder blades, and it's right on my tailbone. Now, keeping our spine neutral essentially means when we make movements like bending forward, we're not using the spine whatsoever. We're actually just using the hips. If we're squatting, we're using the hips and the knees. And so we want to actually translate our movements throughout the day as if we have that rod going down our spine. So, bending over to pick something up, standing, and even sitting. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you about today are 3 exercises that are excellent no matter if the sciatica is coming from the disc level or if it's coming from somewhere along the musculature in the leg. One of the most common areas for musculature is the piriformis. It is actually known as piriformis syndrome. And so one of the best things for that is very simple. You take a lacrosse ball and you can either do it against the wall or you can even sit right on it and massage it out. Okay? Of course, just like I mentioned earlier, we want to maintain a neutral spine. It helps to actually engage the core. That's going to help keep our lumbar spine or our low back nice and tight in a nice neutral position. The other thing that we can do is a technique called nerve flossing. It has been shown to help reduce symptoms. You want to be very careful with this. Again, theme of the day here, use a neutral spine. So I'll even come back and lean up against the back of the chair as long as it is a good chair, not one that is leaning or allows for your low back to curve forward. What we're going to do is slowly kick our leg out, and as we kick out, we look up at the sky. So we're removing tension in the spinal cord here, we're adding tension down here. Bring it down, look down. Bring it up, look up. We'll repeat that 10 times. As long as the pain doesn't get worse, go ahead and just do the full 10, give it a break, and see if you don't reduce symptoms. The last thing we want to do is actually to stretch that piriformis. One of the most common stretches for that is known as the Pigeon Pose in yoga. We're going to do a modified version of that in our chair because, again, it's going to keep us in a neutral position. We cross our leg over like this, stay nice and tall. I'm not rounding my spine, I'm folding at the hips, just until where I feel a little bit of tension, kind of right where my wallet should be. It's keeping my chest forward, looking straight ahead, nice neutral spine. You can once again engage the core and come out of that. Rest and relax, and repeat. You can hold that for 30 seconds, doing that 2 to 3 times throughout your day. The big last final note, the big key here is with sciatica is that we don't want to be sitting all day. We don't want to be laying all day. Sciatica actually has been shown to improve with movement. So taking a nice walk on a flat surface with good footwear, not slouching in the couch all day. If you're stuck at work, making sure, if nothing else, you pop up every half hour to an hour, even if it's just to do one little lap around the desk or cubicle or office. Just do something to switch things up and keep the body moving. Thank you.